messing with some raw dudes, wrestling, talking, raw views, previews, recaps, and interviews. Definition of professional, tell me what you expected though. Facts are checked when information's collected, yo. We body slamming all these wrestling brands, but of course that's the case when A&T's on hand. We going head to head, this ain't a ratings war. Now's your chance to chat with Steven, what you waiting for?
Welcome everyone to another episode of RawViews. My name is Steven, and boy do we have some breaking news for you right now. And I guess it's more kind of a rumor right now, but potential huge breaking news. First off, if you haven't yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up. Leave your comments below for this here. It looks like via Matt Men Pro Wrestling Podcast, they are affiliated with the Wrestling Observer newsletter, that NXT will be moving to Tuesday nights starting after WrestleMania. I will say this is not a huge shock to me. I had tweeted out that based off of how NHL and everything will transition to the USA Network, that NXT would likely be on the move. It looks like it might happen in April, which does beg the question to me. It looks like my guess is at this point the NHL will stay on NBC in some capacity, some of it going to Peacock, some of it going on the USA Network, and maybe some of it going on Fox as well. This could be a deal where NBC and Fox go in together to get the rights to the NHL. However, what does this mean for the Wednesday Night Wars? Well, it means they're over, at least as we know them now. Of course, Impact Wrestling, AEW Dark, both on Tuesdays. I don't expect them to play a huge role in affecting NXT viewership. My guess is actually less people would watch AEW Dark live, and less people would watch Impact live and watch them on demand or on YouTube later. Do I think this helps anybody? Yes. I think it helps both WWE and AEW potentially. You do have to wonder for both shows how many people tuned in on Wednesdays, because you got two shows for the price of one. You got a lot of social media engagement from having both shows on the same night. So how many people are tuning in to Wednesday nights to see, to converse with everybody regarding wrestling, because there's two shows on at the same time, two high-level quality shows. It does not surprise me at all, though, with WWE making this move. It is the right move. I said it should happen. As we move closer to that 2024 date where WWE will be re-upping their TV rights again, it is not critical to them, but it would behoove them. It would be in their best interest to have yet another top tier show on cable. Of course, Monday Night Raw, the ratings just came out once again. They ranked first for the 7th time of 9 weeks. That means 7 times this year they have been number one in the key demo. There's only been 9 weeks this year. They own Monday nights. Friday nights, SmackDown is always either tied for the top in the key demo or at the top of the key demo, maybe second, Friday nights on broadcast television. They are right at 2 million viewers for both shows, using those traditional Nielsen numbers, which most networks are moving away from because they say that it doesn't fully encompass all of the true viewership that these shows are getting. So with NXT moving to Tuesdays, if they can jump up and be a top 5, top 10 show on cable, all of a sudden, you now have 3 shows doing massive key demo numbers on cable, which is, hurting for shows that do really well in those aspects. I see both Fox, NBC, and NBC Universal both making a big push for both. So it doesn't surprise me at all that this has come out. It wouldn't surprise me at all if it is absolutely true. And also, let me touch base on what this means for AEW. AEW now has a open path to become the number one show on Wednesday nights. It is all on them. They have all of the responsibility. There is no longer excuses for AEW not to do well not to be a top 3 show on cable on Wednesday nights. Again, I do wonder how much viewership comes from the wars. I think NXT is already kind of bottomed out at viewership, so I don't see much of a risk in them. They should only go up because their numbers are so low every week. As far as AEW, how many of those NXT fans are wrestling fans that want to watch all wrestling, right? And that is willing to watch on a Monday, a Tuesday, and then a Wednesday. Moving NXT to Tuesday is a brilliant move because now you're asking wrestling fans, okay, we want you to dedicate Sunday night at a pay per view, Monday night for Raw, Tuesday night for NXT, and now we want you to dedicate Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. Will there be burnout by the time you get to Wednesday? That'll be a question. I am genuinely optimistic, though. I think this will actually help both shows. I do see scenarios where both of them. I don't really see a scenario where NXT does much worse because again, they're already bottoming. They're already bottomed out. I mean, they rank outside of the top 50 almost as much as they do inside of the top 50. Whereas AEW, I feel like, is on the cusp of being a true top 5 show, where I feel like they are so close to competing with the NBA regular season on Wednesday night. I believe it's become destination television for that fan base. But I do wonder how many people, like myself, like it's really easy for me to watch both NXT and AEW on a Wednesday night because they're both on at the same time. So I can watch both of them. But you split them up, and now if I have to choose, right, because I can't dedicate 4 nights a week to wrestling television, then all of a sudden, I'm asked to choose, do I do it on Tuesday or Wednesday? And that is where you could see some fans lapse off or then pick it up on demand afterwards. So it'll be really interesting. I think again, I think it is the best case scenario for both shows. I think if you're WWE, if you're somebody who subscribes to the belief that it is better for WWE to stifle AEW than it is to bolster your own value, I don't subscribe to that anymore, right? Because I don't think it matters what AEW does on Wednesday nights. I genuinely don't. When you look at the advanced metrics that everybody is starting to get their hands on as far as social media goes and everything, the value of WWE is just so great that it could become even greater if NXT is another top 5 or 10 show. Who cares what they do on Wednesday nights if you're WWE? And as far as AEW goes, again, this is a lot of pressure on you now because you can't fall onto the, well, NXT ran a special this week and that's why our numbers dipped. Or, you know, if they don't get over that 1 million mark, right? Although those Nielsen ratings are outdated, it is going to appear to a large chunk of the fan base, why can't they do over 1 million without NXT? So I'm extremely interested to see what happens moving forward. I think that as far as the time period goes, with what they said, it's right after WrestleMania. You could make for a very major event after WrestleMania for a Tuesday NXT. It'll be a nice reveal. It's a nice reset. Um, and also, again, you could then really treat NXT as that true third brand as well, especially with NXT Evolve being brought on, and you don't have to really worry about competition. So if I'm WWE, why am I making this decision? USA is making this decision because they just spent billions of dollars on the NHL, probably, not officially, but they probably did that, which is why you're moving to Tuesdays, but also because it increases your value. If you are able to create another top 5, 10 show on cable, all of a sudden your TV rights fees just went up again. For AEW, why is this good? Because you have removed the only barrier that most believe is stopping you from really breaking out and going above that million mark and making a push to really grow further. And that's it. I mean, that is where we're at. It appears that most believe an announcement could come as soon as the end of the week. So I will be monitoring this situation. And if anything breaks, I will certainly come on here and let everybody know about it. Let me know what you think. Are you excited that both shows could be moving off Wednesday nights? Are you excited about NXT moving to Tuesdays? Will this keep you from watching either of the shows which you typically do, or does it increase the chances of you watching both shows? Let me know in the comment section below. Again, so much happening this week. Tomorrow, AEW Revolution predictions. Thursday, conversation with Just Incredible to recap AEW, and I'll also be talking NXT. Friday, betting odds breakdown of Revolution with Tom Cunningham. I just dropped earlier today my Raw recap explaining why the Hurt Business is already a a, a, a major faction of this generation, and also the new paths opened by everything that happened on Monday Night Raw and why it was such a brilliantly formatted program. If you haven't yet, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. I'm bringing the content. I'm bringing everything. I just need you guys to show up and listen, interact, engage. Let me know what you think. You can follow me on Twitter at @view_raw. And until next time, be awesome.